Sidelines live production. I'm your host, Loren Meadows of GatorBaitMedia.com with the best shoe game in the Gator media. And we got 3 sleeps and a wake up before the start of the Florida Gators football season, where they will face the artists formerly known as CW Post, the Long Island Sharks. But first, we will be joined by Florida great and host of the 84 Reasons podcast, Ben Troupe, with his monthly installment of What's Got Troupe Trippin', and to give us his prediction on where the Florida Gators will finish this year. Later, we will be joined by our favorite Florida basketball player, freshman CJ Ingram, to see how life is going with the champs and get his thoughts on some of the weekend's top matchups. As always, Browne of SEC Sidelines is in the building to talk prediction and thoughts and tell us who could be the biggest surprise and disappointment in the SEC this season. Kicks of the Week is in the building, as well as Hyper Have At It with the Gators schedule. The Sidelines Live team would like to thank our sponsors, Meldon Law and Titan MRI and Imaging. Subscribe to the Lowdown with Loren Meadows on YouTube and Facebook, as well as our partner shows on the Sidelines Live Network. And follow yours truly on Instagram, Ohio Gator for Life, and X at Real Ohio Gator. Let's get to it. Soon we'll be joined by my man Ben Troupe. Big week this week for the Gators. Ready to roll, getting things started. Ben, you fired up? What's going on?
Oh, I mean, Lauren, this is the best two words in football is game week, and we made it. and the best news we got is DJ Lagway is 100% healthy, complete. Participating 100% of all football activities. And this is when all the hype goes to rest. It's time for the boys to go out there and lace it up. I got a good friend that went to LIU. He ain't looking forward to this weekend though. Every time we get to talk about Florida LIU, he like, hey man, I just called to see how you was doing, man. I'm not, but no, we made it, and high expectation for these Gators, Lauren. I think DJ Lagway is ready to put the injuries behind him, and let's get to 2025.
No doubt. And before we get you tripping, I don't want you to shed any light. Let's talk some good stuff first before you get your go off on. But tell everybody where you are now. You're in a classroom, and you got your foundation that you're working with. Tell everybody about what's going on with that.
I'm right now in my hometown of Swainsboro, Georgia, at my location for the Uncommon Crew. My nonprofit is a mentoring program for boys ages 12 through 18 every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30. Myself, Jonathan Hampton, Entree Drummer, we do our best to share some light, to these young men. A lot of them who've grown up without their mothers, a lot of them without their fathers, and it's working, Lauren. I mean, you start saying one participant at a time, one session at a time, and it's the Uncommon Crew, CRU. We do not have a website yet, but that's in the making. I think sometimes, Lauren, when you transition from football, I don't care what level, whether it's coaching, whether it's playing, the notion of what do I do next is first it's rooted in what do I get, then it's, okay, who do I need to benefit? The Uncommon Crew does so much for my life because it lets me know how big of an impact I can make simply from my presence alone. Forget what I say. Forget what I've done. A lot of these young men don't know what grown men look like. We try to show them an example of what grown men do, not from a macho beating my chest thing. Sometimes it's saying, look, you got me. You got Mr. Hampton. You got Mr. Drummer. Because some of these boys, all they know how to show is anger. They can't fight. And I call them my watermelon crew. They be like, the watermelon crew simply means they hard on the outside, but they crack real easy. It don't take much to crack them. So, but I've been enjoying it. Listen, outside of being married and having my children and my family, I don't get much more fulfillment than this. This right here does something for me that football never could. But first, we had to weed out all the athletes. Everybody thought this was an athlete program. It's not, but this is what I'm going to be doing for as long as they'll have me. I got 4 classrooms. We got like 20-something guys from ages 12 all the way up to 19, even though some of them done aged out a little bit. But, the Uncommon Crew is where it's where I do my best work by doing, the best I can for these youngins.
No doubt, man. And, you're an upstanding guy. You and I have rapped a lot about the places where we come from, the things we've seen, the things we've been through. And, shout out to my hometown of Dayton, Ohio. Never forget the 937. But now it's time to get to it, man. And we got our monthly installment of What's Got Troupe Trippin'. And let's see where we're going today.
What's got me tripping, Loren, is simply this, right? Everybody knows that the SEC is going from 8 conference games to 9 conference games. And the biggest question is, who's going to be the constant 3? Who is it going to be for Florida, right? And everybody been coming at me on my DMs. And I think the 3 should be this. I know Georgia, y'all ain't never getting away from us. It's going to be Georgia till God comes back. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be Florida, Georgia. I think the second one should be Tennessee. I think Tennessee, Florida is prestigious, but I think it comes down to the third. Is the third Auburn or is it LSU? Now, my mama told me, why can't it be Vanderbilt and Kentucky? I said, but for my money, it's Auburn. Here's why. I know what we've built over the years with LSU, right? I know what we've built. But we played LSU when I was at Florida. Now, we had our way with LSU, but Florida Auburn is special to me. I think we've gotten away from it over the years. Yes, I would love for it to be, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. But for my money, I think it's going to be Georgia. I think it's going to be Tennessee, and I think it's going to be Auburn. Even Greg Sankey and naysayers, not saying Greg Sankey is, I think certain people want to try to keep college rivalries together as much as we possibly can. So for my money, I think it should be Georgia. I think it should be Tennessee. I think it should be Auburn.
Yeah, and I think that I would agree with you, and the reason is I think that even though Tennessee, Florida kind of started I think like right after I got out of school, like 94, when they went to divisions, which was right before you kind of got to Florida, and that's when it really at one time was the premier matchup in the Southeast Conference. I mean, pretty much who won that game was pretty much going to Atlanta and was going to win the SEC or Birmingham or wherever, they were playing it at. I definitely like Georgia. I mean, come on, it's so much Georgia hate. I don't even wear a lot of red because I can't stand Georgia.
Like,
and I'm from
the Buckeye
State, and that's our, But Auburn, and I'm with you. I'm a regional kind of guy. I like Ohio State playing region. I mean, Ohio State going to UCLA and USC to play conference games and Washington and all that just trips me out. But the closest school to Gainesville in the SEC is Auburn. It's a drive. There it is. So, I mean, it's closer than Georgia. So why wouldn't Florida play Auburn and the history that goes with it? And just the fact that myself, for instance, a lot of Gainesville people, a lot of Florida fans love the town of Auburn. I mean, I got to give it up to Auburn. Best little town on the plains. They ain't lying. And the best lemonade I've ever had is at Toomer Corner Drugstore. So, I mean, I'm with it. If every other year trip to Auburn would be right up my alley. I went to Auburn to watch Kelly Ray and the girls, man. One, because I love Kelly Ray and the girls. But two, who wouldn't love a weekend in Auburn? So, I mean, I agree with you, Ben. I think they could be, and here's the other thing. I know no matter what it's going to be fine. But in the long run, I think the way they set this up with the 9 conference games could be the most pivotal of the last couple years in the SEC is where they set these matchups up. Texas A&M got to have it. Texas, Oklahoma got to have it. You got to have the Egg Bowl. You obviously that, but you got to get that one. And I think that one that's key is who's the third stable, consistent rival, for Florida. And I think it should be Auburn. I agree 100%.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, a lot of times we start talking about, we get it. Auburn has to play Alabama, right? You talk about Texas got to play Texas A&M and Oklahoma. Auburn, Florida, it ain't Auburn, Georgia, but it's close. It is very, very close. And I think back when I was at Florida, they had, Ronnie Browne, they had, Jason Campbell, they had Carlos, they had Cadillac Williams, right? I mean, they had Rudy John. They had some teams. I think the thing about it is people don't think Auburn is the same because they've been down for so long. And they'll say, well, is it? No, I believe playing Florida will help them recruit better, play better, perform better. I think it's going to help Florida do that. And what people say, well, Ben, why wouldn't you want Loren? Why wouldn't you want Kentucky Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and Mississippi, Mississippi State, because that's not gonna help your overall. They're gonna be like, look who they already
Right.
looking to get
You
ready to
want
say,
the
look who they
smoke.
play.
You want the
Look,
smoke.
exactly, and
Yeah.
you want to leave no doubt, because people are gonna say, I look at football like boxing. It's not how many fights you had, it's who you fought. If you got to fight Georgia, got to fight Tennessee, got to fight Auburn, the other 6 is gonna be a gauntlet on its own. You like, dude, I got to deal with these dudes. And I think for a guy like Billy Napier and these Gators moving forward, he's saying, look, we ain't ducking. They are already talking about your out of conference schedule got to be top 10, top 15 matchups. So now these smaller schools that used to make money playing Florida, those type of games are going to be going away because the schedule is not going to allow it. So the USFs, the UCFs, the FAUs, the FIUs of the world, they're going to get a chance to play these bigger schools in the state simply from geographic location. And I just think that the days of the Georgia Southerns and the Georgia States and those type of teams and the Mercers playing teams like Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee, I think we're gonna have to go back to back in the day to be able to see these games, Loren, because they're gonna make it hard on those teams to even get on the schedule.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that the more because especially if they expand that playoff to 16, you're gonna be trying to get that resume together. Very similar to what you do in March Madness. They're gonna probably start putting the wins just like they do in quad 1, quad 2, 3, whatever you want to say, and it could count against you. So I agree. I think that and Wally Gator he said, forget Tennessee, Auburn, Georgia, LSU is our 3. And I really think it's based on the eras and things like that. But I mean, you talk about some classics with Tennessee, obviously with LSU. I mean, Auburn and Georgia. I mean, I can argue probably LSU, Tennessee before Auburn and Georgia are the 2 for sure. And then
Yes.
you could talk about LSU or Tennessee. Flip a coin, do whatever you want to do. So I think that, that's one of the things that, you look at it, I mean, I agree. I think it's it's one of those things where you get there and it's just like, man, they better get this right. Because it's going to, and the sad thing about it is you and I both know outside of it being Georgia, somebody going to have something to say if it's Auburn, if it's LSU, or if it's Tennessee or any of those. The only one that's consistent is Georgia. That is
Yeah,
for sure. We got to have
Georgia
Georgia.
knows that Georgia know we ain't ducking. I don't care what has happened or hasn't happened over the years. We ain't ducking them. We coming for them boys in Athens until we DIE. They know what it is.
Oh yeah, we gonna show up, and we gonna show up in the Jacksonville this year, Atlanta the next year, and Tampa the year after that. So that's gonna be fun in itself. Let a lot of people get to see the Gators hopefully put the beat down on the Dogs. But before we get to our man CJ, we're gonna talk about our sponsor, Titan MRI and Imaging. Titan MRI and Imaging acquired Highfield MRI. Joe Calorio started Highfield MRI in 1997. Now he's back. Titan MRI and Imaging now has 3 locations, 2 in Gainesville with its Park Avenue location and now at the Millennium Center, and 1 in Lake City serving all of Columbia County and Valdosta, Georgia. Titan MRI and Imaging offers the same great customer service. MRIs, CT scans, x-rays, and ultrasounds, easy scheduling with lots of options, including evenings, larger MRI machines for patient comfort, no ERs, no hospitals. Coming soon to Ocala to better serve Marion County and the surrounding area. Titan MRI is your choice. And with that, we bring in our favorite Florida basketball player, my guy, the man, CJ Ingram, basketball
What's going on?
freshman, phenom. What's going on?
How you doing?
Oh man, how you doing? How's everything going?
Nah, nah, everything's good. I can't
Good.
complain. I'm just blessed to be where I'm at right now.
Oh, okay. That's cool, man. So I'll let you weigh in. I don't know how much you know, but obviously you Gator legacy with your father. You've been watching the Gators all your life. If who would you say would be the 3 you like to see the 3 permanent rivals if you had to guess? Who would you like to see the Gators play? What 3 teams year in, year out in football?
Even if they already on the schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course Florida State. Um,
No, I'm talking about an SEC, an SEC.
oh, SEC. Oh, okay. Georgia. LSU,
Okay.
and I'll probably say Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay. All
There it
right.
is,
So,
baby.
we kind of
CJ.
think Auburn. We like to see Auburn,
Yeah.
but being shaking his head, we want to
No,
see
no, 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 no.
Auburn. But
Listen.
we're talking
If
about the
CJ wants LSU, Tennessee, and Georgia, I'm not finna argue with it. With the legacy. No, the Ingram legacy is gonna be one that's gonna be much different in Florida because most of the time the legacy is Fred Taylor, Kevin Taylor. You know what I'm saying? You start talking about Jabbar Gaffney and his dad, and you start talking about, but most football players think we can hoop. We can't. We at the Southwest Rec. We ain't doing nothing for real. We ain't hooping for real, CJ. And I listen. I know. I mean, I'm a couple of years older than your pops, man. And when they said you was coming to Florida, I said, yeah, but he gonna be over there with Coach Golden though. I said, he's a Skywalker. He plays. Okay, so he gonna be at the Old Dome. What is it like?
Yeah.
Number one, what is it like? No, let me ask you this. When did you know your daddy was famous? Not like, because most of the time, like, that's my dad. And you like, dude, why people asking you for your autograph? Like, when did you realize, Pops, you was him, huh? Yeah, man. I did a couple of things when I was out there. When did you realize that?
Probably around me in elementary school. Me and him used to go. I mean, I was always with him. So every store we went to, everybody would stop him to take a picture or just having a long conversation with him. Like, by the time I was in high school, he the head coach, so he go to Dick's like every Thursday before Friday. Like he get the players tape and socks and stuff like that. So we're being Dick's, and I can't tell you one time we went to Dick's and he didn't get stopped in there.
Hold on. So you say to yourself, Dad, I'm the current player, right? Like, yeah, son, yeah, no, I'm not trying to take your shine, but it's like, you talking about the glory years of Florida, take nothing away from '96. Your dad, Swamp Kings and all that stuff. You like, dude, you on Netflix specials too, dude? For real? That's what we doing? All right, cool.
So CJ, how's it going, man? Fill us in. Let us know how it's going. First few weeks on campus. I know you've been rocking with them all summer, but just how's it going, man? The defending national champs. You big time me in San Antonio. You walked right past me. Nah, you didn't for real. I couldn't get to you, but I saw you. I saw you there with your mom and everything. Didn't get to holler at you, but just how has it been with this group, with everybody kind of returning? Obviously, lost the guards, but we're able to bring back Hauk, Chinyelu, Condon, those guys, Handlocked, and all those guys returning and throwing in yourself and others. I mean, how has it been? How's this group melding together? And just how's it been just getting yourself into the groove with this group of players?
It's been super fun. A lot of new faces. Everybody getting used to each other. You know, it's like I said, it's just been fun. Just competing with those guys every day. You got guys that's projected to go to the NBA next year. So every time we play a pickup or anything, just super competitive. I'm just surrounded by pro pretty much every day. So we just gelling, playing pickup. We always eat with each other outside of practice and stuff like that. So everybody seems super down to earth. We got a couple guys that got a lot of notoriety around campus and everywhere, to be honest. So everybody's super down to earth, and I just can't wait to play with them.
So how has it been? You got some guys like Boogie Flan and others that have come in and started to get into the fold. But who stood out to you? I mean, obviously we know the household names, but who maybe outside? I know you stood out to yourself, but outside of that, who else has stood out that you like? Wow, I didn't know he was like that. And he's showing me something.
I wouldn't necessarily knew he was like that, but it's definitely Tommy. Tommy Hall. Tommy a different breed, a pro.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people don't. A lot of people know that he's playing wing this year. He's gonna be more on the wing, more on the perimeter with the ball and stuff like that. Everybody pretty much used to him, pretty much being like the four. But just playing one on one in practice and individuals, working out with him, lifting with him, and playing pickup, guarding him, and him guarding me. It's been challenging. He definitely got me a couple times. I'm not gonna say I didn't get him back because ain't nothing gonna be easy. So but it's definitely been Tommy. He can pretty much do everything on the court.
Okay, yeah, and it's funny. I had a conversation with him at the spring game 2 years ago, and he shot about 40% from the free throw line as a freshman. I said, man, you gonna work on your free throws? And he said, yes, sir. And he did. I mean, he came with it. I think he shot close to 80, if maybe not over 80% from the line, and did a really nice job. And obviously, they wouldn't have made it. There's not a Final Four run without Thomas Hout. But for yourself, man, we're getting ready to go to football season, and you were top flight football recruit as well. Had an offer from Florida. Do you miss it at all? Do you miss the game, and you start getting a little jittery around this time, or is it just kind of like I'm good now?
Yes, sir. I definitely get around on this time because I'm still at home basically. So, just even watching my little brother practice, dad coach, just being out there in Hawthorne, that just made me reminisce about it. But one thing that made me not miss it at all is the heat. It'd be hot. Sometimes I'd be happy. I think I chose the right sport, but it's nothing on and Friday Night Lights, and I couldn't imagine playing in college, especially here at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. So I definitely get the itch to play still, but I'm happy with it right now.
Right, yeah, and Ben, he was a guy, I think, quarterback in high school, but I mean, I don't know. He probably could have been a pretty good receiver out there for what I seen on the basketball court. Ben, he was like that, quick, fast, and I seen him. I mean, when he broke the pocket, he was nice with it over there at Hawthorne.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, no one had more pressure on them in high school than CJ. I mean, my dad, there's no escaping my dad. He's my head coach. He drives me to the game. He takes me home. Man, those things, though, what was that like, though, CJ? Because everybody thinks they want their dad to coach them. And that's ideal for any dad because no one thinks we're going to take care of you like us. But what was it like being coached under your dad who, if you've ever met Cornelius, listen, he don't play the radio. He don't mince words. He gonna tell you, he gonna love you, but he gonna tell you what it is. What was it like you being his son knowing, hey, dude, not only is he telling me to take out the trash, I got to go to practice with him today. What was that like?
Oh man, if I could go back to those days right now, I would. It was like even like the bad, like not I wouldn't say the bad times, even the learning curves and learning moments when he was just yelling at me, coaching me real hard. He was just preparing where I'm at right now. He always told me, no coach will be able to break you because the way nobody else is getting coached like this. So at a young age, I had to ride back with him from games if it was a bad game, bad practice, bad workout, no matter what it was. He was always straightforward with me. He was always honest with me, and he always let me know what I needed to work on, and stuff like that. So, just having somebody like that in your corner and just always gonna be honest with you and straightforward. And we bumped heads a couple times. But we were super competitive, and there'd be times in football practice when I have a bad practice, and he'd just take over and play quarterback the whole practice.
So he like this, man,
he too old for that, man.
CJ, you like this? You like, really, dude? You just move, like what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean,
y'all was too. You don't do that to those state champs.
I'm just saying, yeah, you a state. Listen, you a state champ, and you like, bro, you gonna do this? I don't care who you. I mean, what was that like though? Like here Cornelius going saying, "Look, man, didn't I tell you I'm gonna do he let you know he gonna do that? If you have a bad day now, I'm gonna take over, or do he just do it in the moment?"
To be honest with you, he'll really just do it. It wouldn't even necessarily be a bad practice. If it was just scout offense and the first team defense, he don't want to play quarterback anyway. So it wouldn't necessarily even be having a bad practice. I think he just always wanted to play.
Nobody knows, so I'm the head coach. Nobody can stop me. I'm not supposed to be. Ain't no cameras out here. Is it? All right, let me just run these. Let me run this 2 minutes so I can go home and brag. Like, yeah, I was looking pretty good out there. They can't hit me. I don't know. They can't hit me. That's dope. That's dope.
But so when you were getting recruited, were most people recruiting you as a QB, as a receiver? What were most of? Where were you?
I mean, up until I had a kind of offers, so probably like I had like 15 offers, and so all my first 15 offers, everybody wanted me to play quarterback pretty much, and then of course, my first big offer, Power 5, and they didn't want me to. They wanted me to play receiver. They wanted me to come in as an athlete, obviously. So
Okay.
I started talking to more and more Power Five schools. A lot of them was saying they still wanted me to play quarterback. But then after the Florida offer, they started like realizing like, okay, we could probably get him as an athlete as well. So
Okay.
they was pretty much choosing. But I think it's really 50-50. Once they realized Florida athlete, that's when they started trying to bring that up as well.
Right. Todd Golden. I mean, obviously won a national title, third year as the coach. Just really has done a great job with just putting this roster together, bringing guys back. Seems to really have a good attitude, a good relationship with his players. I mean, you saw it as well as everybody else did. I mean, down in a lot of games, but just kept coaching, kept working. I mean, one of the things that impressed me the most and is the way he was working them officials during the Final Four. To be a guy in his first Final Four, he was giving them officials the business. But just how has he been just with this taking this championship, but then continue to mold this roster and keep you guys hungry with everything that was accomplished last year?
Coach Ty, he's a player's coach, so he feel for all his players, like you said, like with the referee situation, like he's gonna let anybody know how he feel about his play. He's a great coach. He always wants us to go hard. The most important thing is that he's been telling us this all season is we got a huge target on our back. So even when we think we're going hard, we got to go harder because we're gonna get everybody's best game this year. So he's been doing a great job getting everything out of us this year, this summer, this all. Um, I just can't wait. Like I said, he's a player's coach. He wants to see all his players do well.
All right. And what's the one thing that anybody that saw you play in high school, what's the number one thing that I think those that have seen you, when they see you in college, they're gonna say, ooh, okay, he got better at that. Are you bigger? Are you faster? Is the J working better? What's the number one thing that, or maybe something you said, I need to get better at this so I'm ready at the next level?
Definitely the jump shot. I mean, I'm pretty sure people are aware of my athletic ability. Just working this all season. Players they probably not gonna respect the jump shot probably based off of high school stuff. They probably gonna try to back up when I'm coming downhill stuff like that. So I've been in the gym, so I pretty much just say the jump shot, and I definitely got stronger like at a drastic rate. I gained like almost 15 pounds in 2 months. So it's been fun. But it's been a lot of work, and I'm just trying to enjoy the process while it's going on.
Man, no doubt, no doubt. Before we let you get out of here, a couple things. Number one, CJ, on this show, we do a little thing. It's called Kicks of the Week. I see you got the shoes up there, but we do a little thing. This is my new, and we starting this week since it's game week. Is some shoes that you can pair with your Florida gear, and these easy money
Whoa,
snipers.
whoa,
These uh
whoa,
these
whoa,
these KD
whoa.
18. Don't be. I see you being.
That's nice. No,
And
I'm just
so we
saying.
trying to, tell
That's
stock
nice.
X to
That's
go,
nice.
Flight Club to holler at us. But the KD 18 Easy Money Snipers. So we do a little something. So every week we'll put something out there that you can put with your Florida fit. Ben, I guess if you don't wear them to games, well, I'll let you go ahead and cop them. But
No, no, no. It's
it's
all
hard to
good. Listen,
believe
I ain't at the
KD
crib right
18s,
now. I
man.
would
He
have
been in the
pulled something
league
out.
18 years. KD, that's crazy. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Issue
but
game I got nice, but I gotta ask CJ this though, Loren. I mean,
go
CJ, you
ahead.
a tall dude, right? You a tall dude, right?
Yes, sir.
Olivier can pull the clouds down. What is it like seeing a dude like seven? Like when you first saw him, did you go, "Oh, for real?" Like how you used to looking up to a 7-footer, but Olivier is like, dude, like really 7'9" or what? What is it like playing with a guy that tall?
It's crazy. Just walking in the facility every day and seeing him is crazy. Like I'm surprised every day. Like we got a 7'1" Micah on our team. He's 7'1", but he makes Micah look 5'5".
Yeah, yeah.
So like sometimes I can't like I don't even like when we take I make sure I never, it's like it's unbelievable. Like it's crazy. And like him like when he do drills and stuff and when he just dunking without even jumping is crazy.
Does he drive? What's he drive?
Nah, I actually haven't seen him. That's another thing. Like when I just see him walking around campus, I'm like, bro, you just too big to be walking around here, bro.
Yeah, I was wondering if he had a American license. I don't know if he drives in Canada, but yeah, I was wondering like what does he drive? You know, like at all. What does he drive?
Nah.
Because he had to take the back seat out. Have to.
He drives a Flintstone car. It doesn't have.
With his feet.
He just uses his feet.
Right, right. And we welcome in Rob Browne, host of SEC Sidelines. You remember CJ.
Yeah.
And, Rob, just CJ doing a great job. Great young man, great family. Know his mother, father, stepfather. Just doing a great job, man. Looking forward to him. I've been bragging on him. And, he'll be there to put foot in them Auburn Tigers here later this year.
I know y'all are. I mean, last year Auburn and Florida, the last couple of years, they've just been mirroring in one another. But I picked y'all last year to beat. I had my national championship game, and I picked at the beginning of the tournament. I said Florida beats Houston for the national title, and I hit it right. That ending, there was no drama at the end. It was just, I mean, you really are impressive. Florida basketball, you know the history. Only one school in America has won 3 national championships in football and basketball. And it's you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And he was quite the football player. And before we let him get out of here, CJ, we're going to get you some picks, man. I ain't going to have you pick the Gators record because I don't want to get you in no trouble. But give us your give us your win. I'm going to throw some games at you, and you give us your winner. Who wins Clemson LSU this weekend?
Clemson.
Clemson, okay. Clemson at home. The Buckeyes, Texas.
Ohio State.
Okay, all right. What about the other school in Florida versus Alabama?
Alabama.
Alabama, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Give me the Gators record this year. I don't want to get you in trouble in the Heavener, so you might have to pick 12-0. But where you got them?
I think 12-0 is the right answer. But yeah, I say 10-2 at the worst, 9-3.
All right. Who's the funniest on the team, basketball team? Who's the funniest?
Probably either I'll walk on Coop or definitely Boogie.
Okay, Boogie Flan. Okay, no doubt, no doubt. All right, man. We just really happy to have you on, man. Let people know where they can find you on social media, things like that, what you got going on, and then we'll let you get out of here, man.
Yeah, sir. My Instagram _ CJ Ingram. My Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, is Ingram CJ _. And that's pretty much it. Those are the only 2 social media.
All right, man. What's your favorite meal in the Heavener? What you like out there?
Salmon, some Alfredo, and asparagus.
Okay.
They eat with their pinkies up these days. I'll take the salmon with the asparagus.
Yeah.
With just a little butter on it. Not a lot, just a little. CJ, listen, I'm happy that you at Florida, man. You make me feel old, but I'm loving the fact that you want that Ingram legacy to stay in Gainesville. Your daddy brag about you all the time. Y'all putting a lot of pressure on your little brother, man. He like, I can't stand neither one of them because now I got to live up to both of them.
No doubt, no doubt, man. CJ, super proud of you, man. You represent yourself well, represent the University of Florida. And I know you in them books already because I know, like I always say every time you come home, mama don't play. So
at all.
So but man, tell everybody hello, and we'll be over to see you soon, man. Best of luck to you for sure. Appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
That's our man, CJ Ingram, freshman swingman for the Florida Gators, man. Just, that basketball team. I mean, I know we're a long way from hoops, but can't wait to get a look at this team. And with everybody they have coming back, adding CJ, adding Lloyd at the guard position, some of the Trent Boogie Flan, just guys that, I love New York City point guards, and Boogie Flan fits that same role. But so definitely looking forward to it. Rob, it's football season, man, for real. Talking season is over. We had a little game last week, kind of sloppy over in Ireland, but Iowa State got it done. My boy Dan Mullen got it done, even though he struggled a little bit, but it's big boy season now. It's the real. It's time to knuckle up now.
Yeah, it was cool. We had Ben's one of his coaches, Ron Zook, on our Die Hard podcast on this channel last Wednesday. He loves Ben, talked about Ben, and it just makes you think about building a culture of people. And I like the way Ben was just talking to CJ Ingram just now. You got a lot of people, in this case at Florida, that have been there 2 and 3 and 4 years. They trust one another. And Ben, I also quoted you on the animal show I was on with Loren up in Des Moines, Iowa, or as they say, south of I-10, Des Moines. We were on there talking about you, and I said that Ben Troupe talks about when he goes back to Florida, he loves to see his coaches and his teammates and all, and thank God his parents and people that helped him become who he is. But he always goes back to the scout team guys because they helped make him who he is. And I think that's the cool thing about college football is that, my friend Pete Cordelli, this is a book he just came out with, Making the Grade. He's on our show on Mondays, coached with Lou Holtz, 14 years, 35 years of coaching. It's the relationships, man. I mean, Loren, you've coached, Ben, you've played at the highest level. Everybody wants to win the national championship, but when the wheels fall off and things start going bad, you still got a season, and you can pull something out. Look at Florida last year. They were, call them a spoiler. I hate that. That's a crappy term. They didn't get lucky beating LSU and Ole Miss in those games. So, you know what? I think this season, the new metric in college football with the playoff is if you lose a big game early and you're playing a non-conference opponent, big game early, it ain't going to hurt you like it did before. But you better not lose and play a team lower than you and lose because that could really hurt you. But, man, we're only 48 hours away, if anybody's counting, from Missouri and Central Arkansas. If they're keeping score, all games matter, and I love watching it. It's just this is the greatest time of the year. Everybody's undefeated, and what's not to like about that?
Yeah, Ben, you know what it is. Take us back to the anticipation of the first get down, the first of the year, no matter who it was. Talk about it. You guys didn't always open up with a Miami or, somebody like that. It was the what I call the AYOs, all you others, or as Franz Beard likes to call them, paycheck tech. But even then, what is the message going into a game like this where a lot of anticipation, but the opponent is not somebody maybe that you have to that you really can get up for?
You don't want to leave no doubt. When I first get to college and I don't really understand the juggernaut that is Florida, my naiveness kind of helped me a lot because I didn't get it. But then you run out there and you can feel it. You can feel it in pregame, and it's just hard to describe college football. It's the greatest variety of football. The best players in the world, they play on Sunday. The best variety is on Saturday, and it's throughout. And when you go to the biggest brand in the state of Florida, you get engulfed in it and you don't feel it. Then they kick the ball off, and then the energy goes up more. Then somebody makes a big play, and it goes up more, and you start saying to yourself, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to survive this mentally, let alone physically. And you just appreciate it when you under, just like, Rob saying, how many guys show up on Saturday and they know they're not going to play and they don't complain. They don't say, Coach, what about me? The greatest thing about college football is blowouts, not because of the team that's getting blown out, but guys that get to play because of it. Guys that get in. You'll see, if college is the only place you'll see a 4-string quarterback running down on kickoff. I just want to hit somebody, Coach. And I appreciated that because, like I said, there's a reason why they run out and then they do the national anthem because you out of breath. Running out, that energy, it's crazy, man. It is. Yeah. And I just can't remember my senior year, everybody runs to the left. You run out, you run to the left. I would run to the right a little bit, and I would go to the end zone to the other. They told runs, look, you better tell the 84 now. I'm going to throw him out of here. I'm telling you. And mind you, it's just one of those things that the games are incredible. The crowd is incredible. Your teammates, they just want to know you appreciate them by how you play. Because like I said, I don't know the conversation those scout team guys had trying to get us ready for those games, but when we go out there and perform, it makes them know they did what they were supposed to do because everybody got a role. What Ron Zook would say, listen, man, you can't be a star in your role. Just star in that and watch what it does. But I hope these players in college football, I don't care if it's Division I, Division II, NAIA, HBCU, Division III, you are one of the best players to ever come out of high school, regardless of how your team ends up. I got a nephew play at Division II Washburn. I'm gonna get up there to see him play. I got a nephew at Kennesaw State, and I'm humbled to see both of my brother's sons in college football. And outside of my nephew coming to my house talking about, Unc, man, what's up? Like, you ain't coming to my house from the raid my pantry, young thunder. All that energy you got, I'll stay at the door. I will give you. I'm just happy for every team because Loren, Rob, we made it. The off season for us is the hardest because we got to talk about this team, talk about that team, talk about expectations, talk about injuries. We made it, and in the words of Franz Beard, NIL transfer portal, college football is idiot proof. Yep. All that stuff goes away when you kick the ball off. So I'm looking forward to it. And Dan Mullen, if you listening, you can only coach. You cannot broadcast on your off week. You cannot do picks during the week. Just coach the team. Because if a player if you say, man, what you do at night, if your player doing podcasts every night, that's going to be a problem. If it ain't good for the players, it ain't good for the coaches. Just go coach the team and worry about getting back in the booth when your coaching days are over.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we'll we'll get on that another time. But before we get into our hyper have at it Florida Gators schedule style, let's talk about the very good folks at Meldon Law, the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, proven and skilled lawyers since 1971. It's ticket season, it's giveaway season for Meldon Law, and they'll be doing a lot of great giveaways. Going to give out championship rings during the basketball season for, I think, the first 10,000 fans. Just doing a lot of great things for the Florida Gators and the Gainesville community as a whole. Meldon Law, the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. We won't back down. And now it's time for the best segment on the show, Hyper Have At It. We're going to do this Florida schedule style. So if you got something to say, keep it, but we're going to rock it and lightning through this as best as we can. So basically, if it's hype, obviously you ain't messing with it. Have at it means basically you think the Gators will win, or based on what I tell you. So the Florida Gators beat LIU soundly. Hyper have at it. Rob.
Florida Gators beat LSU soundly.
LIU soundly.
I mean, Long Island T. Yeah, they will. And that again, like Ben said, that's a game about playing the threes and the fours. Celebration.
All right, Ben.
Have at it. Absolutely. I mean, DJ Lagway, he got that $1 million smile, but he is so sick of hearing about his injuries, and I want to see the law offices of Wilson and Wilson take center stage.
South Florida, closer game than people think, but the Gators still win. Hyper have at it.
It's week 2 after a big win. The week before they play LSU, probably a boring game, 42-17 Florida.
Ben?
Yeah, that's high, man. They're not gonna struggle against no USF. I mean, they respect USF, but hey, man, I think this is a different Billy Napier squad.
Got them at 2-0 then. LSU. Florida gets the first win in Death Valley at night since 2009. Hyper have at it.
Well, I got them at 10-2, and I got them winning this game.
The Gators. Ben?
Have at it. Listen, people got Nussmeier going way too high in the draft. That's another topic for another day. But yeah, I think Florida is the one they're gearing up for without looking past the first two.
All right. Florida then goes 4-0 against Miami. Hyper have at it. Rob.
That's not a normal road game. That's like when, Auburn and Alabama and Tennessee play Vanderbilt in Nashville. That's a home game for those schools. This will be more Florida fans in the stands than Miami fans. Miami's good, but I see Florida going down there and winning this game not in revenge mode, but just they're going to be better on the line of scrimmage. Mario Cristobal is good, but he doesn't overperform the talent that he has, and Carson Beck doesn't either. Look what he did last year. Look at his 2 years as a starter at Georgia. Did he overperform the talent around him? No.
Ben?
Have at it. I think Carson Beck, I think they made the wrong decision. Carson Beck is a good quarterback. He is not Cam Ward. I'll take DJ Lagway in our offense and our entire team. Give me Florida going down to Miami, getting a big dub.
All right. Texas, big home game. Arch Manning outduels DJ Lagway in the swamp. Hyper, have at it.
I have said all summer, I got Florida splitting with the Texas schools. So they're gonna beat Texas, lose to A&M, or they're gonna lose to Texas and beat A&M. I don't think they're gonna sweep both of them. So I'll take Texas winning on the road, but Florida winning at Texas A&M.
All right, Ben.
Man, it's gonna be a rough one here. Golly, man. I would say this. I mean, the analysts, the lover of Florida in me want to pick my Gators, man. But I think this is what we're gonna learn. I think Texas gets the win, but I think we learn a lot about my Gators, man. It's not, it's hype, man. But no, I'm sorry, it's have at it. I think Texas get the dub, but I think Florida plays really, really well. Even though I would love to have that Manning legacy of losing to Florida like it's Uncle Peyton.
That's a good point. All right, all of Willis, Texas will be in the house to see the homecoming for DJ Lagway at A&M. DJ Lagway has a happy homecoming on October 11th in College Station. Hyper, have at it.
Yes, somebody grew up 32 miles from College Station, and he is he really wasn't interested. I don't believe in A&M. That was and so yeah, I think they go out there and get that win. 6A, 7A player of the year in Texas. DJ, this is a coming out party for him on the big stage.
Ben?
Have at it. I think Texas A&M, that was a team last year that really had their way, in the swamp. I think DJ goes back to Kyle Field. He get a big dub. I agree with Rob. That's that 50-50 split. I think they beat them boys from College Station.
All right. Mississippi State, happy homecoming. Hyper, have at it.
Mississippi State's defense could be better, but that's like, that's still going to be a struggle. Now, this game will be ugly, and it'll be ugly early because there's just the talent disparity is too great. I mean, Florida wins probably 38-10.
Ben?
Yeah, I have at it. Yeah, Florida gets a big, keep sticking their winning ways with the Mississippi State team, a team that's seemingly always reloading. I got Florida in a big way.
All right. Trick or treat. Georgia. World's largest outdoor cocktail party. Gators get the first win since 2020. Hyper, have at it, Rob.
Yeah. I mean, Florida will finish business this year. And they're talent-wise, they're not Georgia, but they're gaining ground. I put Georgia 1 or 2 on the roster strength. Florida's at 9. I'll take DJ Lagway. The quarterback matchup on game day, it's too much to turn down. You got to take Florida.
Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I think we get some get back from last year. I mean, I just go back winning with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. With a quarterback that, in his opinion, even in his mind, never thought he would get a chance to play. I think DJ gets some get back. We finally get back to our winning ways. Finally let these Georgia fans and players know, hey, man, we ain't scared of y'all. We ain't ducking y'all. I have at it.
All right. Kentucky. Lexington can be cold in November. The Gators fall in the trap game to Kentucky after a big win against Georgia. Hyper, have at it, Rob.
Name me the last time a good Florida team lost to Kentucky. When Kentucky won those 2 or 3 in a row, it's the worst cycle for Florida football in decades. Florida goes up there, and it's a no-doubter. They're going to win, and they'll win. They'll pick the score.
Ben?
Yeah, that's hype. It's not. I don't see it being a trap game. I think the respect for Kentucky has always been there. I just think that, we just got to let them know, man. Listen, Florida, everything school. Y'all a basketball school. Nothing against y'all, but I think Florida gets the dub.
All right. Next week, the Ole Miss. The Grove is good for the Gators. Hyper, have at it, Rob.
No, and I think Ole Miss has to win this game. They're going to be like reeling at this point in the season. They have to win it, and that's the other loss I had. Split the Texas schools, and I'm picking Ole Miss in this one.
Ben?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's going to be as hype. I mean, as much as Florida was able to get a big win last year against Ole Miss and Jackson Dart and company, I think Ole Miss is they're gonna have to get a big win. Going to be a close game, but I think Ole Miss and the Grove they're gonna come out to try to make it that crowd is electric. I think Florida plays well, but I think Ole Miss just too much for them. They win down the stretch.
Yeah. Tennessee.
Florida.
In the wrong place on the schedule. It is the 3rd week of September. Forever. I ain't happy. But anyway, Florida gets some get back in the swamp.
I had to wait for my Tennessee Vol for Life wife to leave the room. I'm picking Florida to win this one. It's just Smokey. Smokey will be he'll be crying. I just think at that point in the season, Florida's going to be just a really good team.
All right. Ben?
Have at it. I think this goes all the way back to all the way back to 9/11, man. Back into my sophomore year in college. I mean, everybody had to play a makeup game. We had to play them at night, so they get to go all the way back and say, "Hey, man, just do what we didn't do. We came up short. They will not come up short." Whether you listen, I don't know who their quarterback is. Whether you Joe Milton, Hendon Hooker, you not beating Florida in the swamp. It's not happening. I want DJ Lagway to go out there and ask Graham Mertz, wherever the little thing he had when he won that night, when he did his little swing, just hand it over to DJ. I got him winning big against Tennessee, a get back game from last year.
I was in a trailer at the state championship game in Massillon, Ohio, and I'll never forget that time. I'll never forget it. Last game, Florida State. Chomp the nose. Hyper, have at it.
What's the mercy ruling in college football? I think Florida State wins this one big. Look, Florida State has been
you think Florida State wins?
No, Florida wins by a lot. I'm just saying, Florida State football, ever since Jordan Travis got injured in the UNA game, again, what was he doing in there? They're not the same team anymore. And they're going to bring in new guys. They're just – look, there's a lot to be said, like Ben said. Ben, he didn't wait around. Ben worked, but he worked like this in college. And like Ron Zook said, he goes, when guys pay their dues and then their time comes, they're ready. But Ben had a lot of people around him that guided him. But I think Florida's going to start pulling away from Florida State like Florida State did in the late 80s after that awful probation Florida got hit with, and they started getting all those players. They went on that run 87 to 2000. Florida's about to do similar thing, and Florida State's going to be suffering because of it.
Ben?
Have at it. I think this Florida State team, they still going to be rebuilding. They got a lot of guys coming from the transfer portal. And Mike Norvell, I mean, he talks a lot. I think Stephen Harris said the best. Some guys are great motivators. That don't make you great coaches. And Florida saying, look, whatever they redoing or reloading over there in Tallahassee ain't got nothing to do with us in Gainesville. We finna get that dub because we got interest in the postseason. Whatever they doing over there with garnet and gold, that's burgundy. Garnet is not a real color. That is burgundy. I don't care what anybody says. Give me Florida. Have at it with the dub.
All right. So I wrote an article this past week that 9-3, but the right 9-3 will get them in the playoffs. I got them in the playoffs, but I got them losing to LSU, losing to Texas, and losing to Georgia. All in classics, though. Close games, and I think that's what will keep them in the playoffs. So, y'all got them at 10-2. I got them at 9-3. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope y'all both wrong, too, because I would go with 11-1, 12-0, obviously. But who we got on the show, Rob, tomorrow?
I got Dave Bartu, College Football Metrics. He puts the numbers together, and his big theme is snaps and starts. 24 to 30 starts in college to make it in the NFL. Dudley Dawson up in Fayetteville, hogville.net. Vince Ferrara on the Hill in Knoxville. We're going to bounce around and hit on all 16 of the SEC schools. I feel like I've got 16 kids, and they're the 16 SEC schools. And we're going to find somebody to come on the show one of these days that will really cover Missouri really well for us, because they're
No
kind of
doubt.
like Carlton the doorman on the old Rotus show. We need more love for them.
And Ben, we know you got your foundation, but who we looking for on 84 Reasons soon?
Man, we got some guys coming up, man. I mean, we got this guy named Earl Everett. I know a lot of people know he was a guy that, ran through Troy Smith with no help and on to the national championship. Jeremy Mincy, Kelvin Kite, and the great Lido Shepherd will be coming up here soon, man. Got some good interviews coming up.
All right, man. Join us every Tuesday at 9 o'clock with the Lowdown with Loren Meadows. He's Rob Browne, SEC Sidelines, Florida great and host of 84 Reasons podcast, best-selling author, and doing a great job with the young men there as well in Swainsboro. Ben Troupe, appreciate you guys coming on this evening. It's football season, guys. Time to start cracking. I know you like this, Rob. A game of kings played by savages, and we really get to get it on this week. So appreciate you guys coming on. We'll be back next week, recording live from somewhere.
Hey, honor to be with you, man. Thank y'all.
All right now.